Hi everyone, this is Miss Cat, and I'm here with my rabbits today. You might have met my rabbits before at school, but hopefully you'll learn something new or you'll learn something that you forgot by watching this video. So, this rabbit is a female or a girl, and her name is Locke. My other rabbit back there, right here, is Pope. He's a male, which means he's a boy. And both of them are about 6 years old. Rabbits can live between 8 to 12 years. These rabbits are pretty small, so they'll probably live a bit longer, maybe in the 10-year to 12-year range. The oldest living rabbit ever was 18 years old, but that is very, very old for a rabbit. These rabbits will probably live 10 to 12 years. So these rabbits are domestic rabbits, which is different than wild rabbits. So comparing a domestic rabbit to a wild rabbit is like comparing a dog to a wolf. So these rabbits were bred to be pets, and if I let them go in the wild, they probably wouldn't survive very long. They're not made for the wild, so they're made to be taken care of by people. And if you live in Las Vegas, you might have seen, let me get Pope out of the way, he's blocking the view. All right, if you live in Las Vegas, you might have seen a wild rabbit in your neighborhood or in a park. Sometimes they're in empty lots around the city. And if you've seen one, you would have noticed that they are really light sandy color. So they're really light sandy color to blend in with their background, which here in Las Vegas is sand. So domestic rabbits tend to be different colors than wild rabbits. Like Locke here, she is a very dark color. She's a bit reddish. Her color is not found in the wild. Pope is a little closer to some wild rabbits. Some wild rabbits look like Pope, kind of that grayish light color, but Pope is quite big, so that's how you can tell he is not a wild rabbit. The wild rabbits here, especially in Las Vegas, are very, very small. They're about half the size of my rabbits. So that's how you can tell if you're seeing a wild rabbit on the wild. They'll be sandy color and very small. If you see a rabbit that is all white or all black or that spotted colors out here in Las Vegas, or orange or red, those are domestic rabbits that have been released by their owners into the wild. They're not wild rabbits, so they shouldn't really be in the wild, but some people don't realize that they can't survive, and so they'll let them go in a park or in an empty lot. So these rabbits are currently eating a combination of romaine lettuce here and some parsley. Whenever I ask people what rabbits eat, the first thing they think of is carrots. That's the first thing everyone thinks of because of Mr. Bugs Bunny. He's always eating carrots, and people think that that's pretty much what rabbits eat. Rabbits do eat carrots. Here, I have some carrot pieces here. Let's see if they're interested. They're eating parsley right now, so they're not interested. Here, look. Anyone want carrot? No? You want some carrots? Oh, there we go. Locke's gonna have a carrot. All right, so rabbits do eat carrots, and they love carrots, but carrots actually have a lot of sugar in them for a little rabbit. So we feed them more like a dessert. So carrots for rabbits are like cupcakes for you. They should only eat it once in a while for dessert, so that's why I cut little pieces for them. Oh, they're all fighting for the carrot. They'll be back. Other foods, other vegetables that are kind of sugary is corn. I have some pieces of corn here. I'm going to be giving to them when they come back. And green peas. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to see. I'm going to put that over there too. So carrots, corn, green peas are all pretty sugary for a rabbit. They shouldn't eat a ton of it. They can eat a little bit for dessert, but you have to be really careful about how much you feed them because it just has too much sugar for a rabbit. Their main food, which a lot of people don't know, a rabbit's main food is hay. This is hay, which is just a different term for grass. It's basically just grass, but we call it hay when we feed it to animals. And that is their main food. That's what they eat most of the time. That is the main food that they eat, the bulk of their diet. So, but other foods that that are good for them is leafy greens. So any kind of vegetable that is a leaf, like the parsley that I have here. I have that romaine. I also have some cilantro here. That's a leafy green. That's all good for rabbits to eat. Those are all healthy foods. They don't have very much sugar in them. So that's all good. And they eat other vegetables too, like broccoli, green beans, stuff like that. Their favorite foods, however, are fruit. So fruit also has a lot of sugar, just like carrots, corn, and peas, but fruit actually has more sugar. So that's the food that rabbits tend to like the most, like bananas, apples, and my rabbit's favorite are blueberries. I have some blueberries here. Let's see if Locke will eat it. No, she's too interested in the carrot right now. Well, usually blueberries are one of their favorite foods, and they usually, oh, there she goes. She's eating the blueberry. Yeah, that's usually their favorite food. They like it the most. Pope. Come here, Pope. Want some treats? We'll see if he comes. He's over there kind of throwing a fit. So rabbits are herbivores, which means they only eat plants. They do not eat any meat. Meat is bad for them. Other foods that are really bad for them are any kind of bread or pasta. That type of stuff is not good for them. It can really hurt their digestive system, so you shouldn't feed them any bread or pasta, anything like that. They can't eat meat, and they shouldn't eat cheese either, or dairy products, milk, cheese. That's not good for them either. That could all be bad for their digestive system. So you should only be feeding them hay, vegetables, and fruit. They also make pellets for rabbits, like rabbit food at the store that you can buy, but you could just feed them hay, vegetables, and fruit and keep them healthy that way. So that's what I do. I don't feed them any pellets. So some adaptations rabbits have to survive in the wild and here in my home is their eyes. So their eyesight's actually pretty poor. That's the first thing we're going to talk about is their eyes. Their vision is very blurry, so they can't see very far and everything's pretty blurry. Oh, they just both ran away, but let's see if they can get them back. Come on, Buns. They'll be back in a minute. They want all these treats. So their vision is really poor and they don't really use it for much. They mostly just see if there's movement. So if there's stuff moving around, they'll be able to see it, but otherwise they don't use their eyes very much. Oh, here come the Buns. Come on. You want some treats? Come on. There we go. Pope's back. Locke will be back in a second. Oh, he's trying to steal a bunch of food. There we go. So their vision's quite poor, so they use their other senses in order to get around and to avoid predators. So the next thing we'll talk about is their most noticeable feature, which is their ears. So they have these giant ears and they can hear pretty well with their ears. They can move their ears separately, so one of their ears can point back while the other one points forward. But they also use their ears for something called thermoregulation. So thermoregulation means that they use their ears to control their temperature. So when it's hot outside, they stick their ears up like this, like they are right now, and that kind of cools them off. And then when it's cold outside, they push their ears back against their body to kind of warm up. So that's what they use their ears for as well, besides hearing. And then their last sense, when they get back, I can show you, is their nose. So their nose is always moving because they really depend on their nose for knowing what's going on around them. So they use their nose to find food, to see if there's predators nearby. Their nose is always moving. Even when they're sleeping, their eyes are usually open. Their ears sometimes are moving around a little bit, and their nose is always moving, although it moves pretty slow when they're sleeping. It just kind of wiggles just a little bit, not fast like usually. Let me see if I can get these rabbits back here. Locke, Pope. Come on, babies. Pope. Oh my gosh, they're running around chasing each other. Locke. All right, we might have to go find them because I don't think they're coming back. Let's go find them. All right, let me see what else. Ooh, gotta get up here. I'm gonna grab some of this parsley. We're gonna go find them. You guys, why are you being crazy? Come here. Come on. All right, Pope is back. Hopefully it's not too dark. All right. So Locke's eating, Pope's eating. Maybe if you turn around over this way, you can see him a little better. All right, so the last thing we're gonna talk about is the things that make rabbits not the best pets to have. So rabbits are good pets. I love having them as pets. That's why I have them, but they do have their downsides. So a lot of times once people see them, they really want rabbits as pets, but there are problems with them as well. And the first thing is the hay. So they eat a ton of hay and it makes a big mess. So I'm gonna show you guys all the hay I have in my house. So I have this big box here, you can see. And inside the box is a big bag of hay. And this is all full of hay. It's quite dark, I don't know if you can see it. But this whole box is full of hay, and that's what my rabbits eat. And they make a big mess of it sometimes. Sometimes I come in the morning and there's a big mess all over the carpet with hay. So they are messy. And then the other thing, oh, they went to hide again. They're being crazy today. So the other thing, the other problem with them is that they are chewers. So they like to chew everything. And right now I'm showing you a piece of my carpet, which is all chewed up because my rabbits chewed up my carpet right over here in this corner. So they do chew a lot of things. I have to have chew toys here for them to chew on so that they don't chew all my things. They've chewed my clothes, they chew furniture, they chew wood, they chew almost everything. So if you're worried about your stuff getting chewed on, then you might not want to have rabbits because they probably will chew on something at some point. I'm careful now. I put all my things away and I have chew toys for them, but still sometimes they chew on things. So that's not good. So they do cause a mess and they do chew on things. So those are things you have to think about before getting rabbits as pets. So that's all I had for you guys today. I'm gonna try to show the rabbits one more time. Locke's over here, she's hiding in the shadows. Rabbits like to hide because they're prey animals. They get eaten by a lot of things. So my rabbits like to hide a lot. It's another thing you have to know about rabbits. A lot of rabbits are really shy. They're really quiet. They like to hide. They don't like people. My rabbits are pretty friendly. So when you get a rabbit, you have to be careful to get a friendly rabbit instead of a really shy and scared rabbit if you want to spend a lot of time hanging out with them. Because they are prey animals. A lot of animals eat them. So they're just really careful all the time to make sure that they don't get eaten. So there you go. These are my rabbits. Again, this is Pope, the boy. And we have Locke, the girl. All right, I'm probably gonna be putting up some other videos. I'm gonna be putting up some videos of them eating. Maybe I'll make another informational video if I think of some more things to talk about with them. So come back once in a while and see if I put anything else up. And I hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you guys soon.